Bitcoin is back in the spotlight, trading above $116,000 after a single speech shook the entire financial world. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell hinted at something markets have been craving for months, a possible rate cut as soon as next month. Crypto investors are celebrating. Stocks tied to Bitcoin surged. Altcoins lit up green. And now everyone's asking, is this the spark that kicks off the next bull run? Or just another false start? Today we're breaking it all down. Powell's speech, the market's reaction, why it matters for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, and what's coming next. Quick rewind. The Fed has kept interest rates steady all year. Why? They've been walking a tightrope, strong jobs market, but inflation worries, especially from tariffs. Investors expected Powell to stay hawkish, meaning tough on inflation. Instead, his Jackson Hole speech surprised markets. Quote from Powell: "The labor market appears to be in balance, but it's a curious kind of balance. Downside risks to employment are rising." Translation: the Fed is worried the economy might slow down too much, meaning they may have to cut rates soon. When central banks change direction like this, markets don't just move, they explode. And Bitcoin is proving it once again. Bitcoin jumped from below $112,000 this morning, now sitting around $116,500. That's a 4,000 plus in swing in hours. This move wasn't just BTC. MicroStrategy, MSTR, the world's biggest Bitcoin whale, up 5% plus. Coinbase, Coin, surged nearly 7%. Ethereum and Solana also posted solid gains. Markets are treating Bitcoin as a rate cut proxy. When borrowing costs go down, investors pile into risk assets, stocks, tech, and of course, crypto. Higher interest rates. Money is more expensive. Investors avoid risky assets. Lower rates. Cars, cheap money. Investors hunt for returns. Crypto rallies. Think of it as turning on-off the faucet of liquidity. Bitcoin especially benefits. Fixed supply thrives when central banks print or ease. Seen as hedge versus inflation, but also as risk-on asset. So when Powell hints at cutting, Bitcoin gets the green light. It's the same playbook we saw in 2020, 2021, when rate cuts and money printing fueled the historic bull run. Here's where it gets interesting. Before the speech, traditional finance investors were skeptical the Fed would cut, but crypto traders were already betting on it. That divergence just closed. Now everyone's aligned. Polymarket prediction odds. Before the speech, 56% chance of September cut. After the speech, 80% plus. CME FedWatch, now showing an 87% chance. This is huge, because markets basically price in moves ahead of time. If they're this confident, it often becomes self-fulfilling. Crypto traders were early. Wall Street is catching up, and when the two align, that's when momentum explodes. Not just crypto itself. Bitcoin proxy stocks soared. MicroStrategy plus 5%. Coinbase plus 7%. Why does this matter? Many traditional investors can't buy Bitcoin directly. Instead, they get exposure through these stocks. This creates reflexivity. Bitcoin pumps, MSTR and Coin pump, media attention, new money flows in, Bitcoin pumps more. It's a feedback loop, and Powell may have just poured gasoline on it. Ethereum and Solana also spiked. Why? Lower rates mean more risk appetite. Investors go down the chain. ETH benefits from staking narrative plus institutional interest. SOL rallies on momentum, plus retail excitement. Note: altcoins usually lag BTC but catch up once confidence builds. Is this sustainable or just a hype pump? The Fed hasn't cut yet. They only hinted. If inflation ticks up again, Powell could flip back to hawkish. Prediction markets aren't 100% reliable. Key risks: September cut doesn't happen, markets dump. BTC overheats too fast, sharp correction. Macro shocks, tariffs, jobs, geopolitics derail risk appetite. Markets love to get ahead of themselves. Sometimes reality catches up harshly. Bitcoin is now trading like a macro asset. It responds directly to Fed policy, just like equities and bonds. This is a sign of maturity and of institutional adoption. Powell's speech was dovish as expected. Translation: the bull thesis remains intact. Bitcoin isn't just a fringe asset anymore, it's moving in sync with the global economy. Recap: Powell hinted at rate cuts. Markets cheered. Bitcoin up to $116,500. MSTR, Coin, ETH, SOL, all rally. Prediction markets now 87% sure September brings a cut. This is a reminder that crypto doesn't live in isolation. The Fed's decisions ripple into everything, and right now that ripple could turn into a wave. Do you think Powell will actually cut rates in September? And if he does, where will Bitcoin go next? 120K, 130K, or higher? Drop your predictions in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next big crypto update. Until next time, stay sharp, stay informed, and stay ahead.